So it's likely of no shock to anyone that men have some peculiar bathroom etiquette, and I think Cyanide and Happiness decided to take a little walk on that wild side with the game Texas Hold It. This is a 2 to 6 player game that takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes to play and is for ages 14 and up. And in the game Texas Hold It, you are playing as a cowboy or cowgal attempting to utilize the urinal in the restroom. However, the urinals beside you are filled, and the patrons of whatever establishment you're at are peculiar. They potentially might be peeing in your direction, or farting, or actually obeying the common bathroom etiquette and peeing in their stall. And your objective is to pee safely, avoid being peed on or farted on, and score safe points. If you get peed or farted on, you're going to get pee points, and your objective is to not be eliminated. 3 pee points and you're out, 3 safe points and you win the game. When you get 3 pee points and you're out, the game will reduce itself up until the point in which you're going to be left with less stalls and less players, and the player left standing or with the most safe points is the winner. Let's cover the game setup, how to play, and of course, my review. To set up the game Texas Hold It, the first thing you do is determine the number of players playing the game, because that determines how many stalls will be associated with this specific play group. I have a 4-player game here. I'm playing with these 4 cowboys, and I have then set up the game board, in which case you can have 3 stalls for a 4-player game. It's number of players minus 1 equals stalls. Place those stalls out, take the cactus and place it on the left, and the snake and place it on the right. And then for each of the stalls placed, these are the white ones here, you'll take the brown deck of stalls, shuffle them up, and deal 1 face down adjacent to each of the stalls. So in this case here, a 4-player game will look like this. Set aside the P points and the safe points, as well as the extra Texas Hold It cards and stalls, and of course set aside these extra players you're not playing with. And then you're basically ready to begin the game. Each player is going to have one of these cowboys and or cowgirls, and you're going to be taking some actions, which we'll talk about. To play Texas Hold It, the first cowboy of your designated choice, maybe the most recent person to relieve themselves, will start, and they're going to take 1 action. After they take their action, play will pass to the next player to take the action, and you will continue up until one of 2 things happens. Either somebody calls the hold it, and they choose to just hold it and not use the restroom, in which case everybody will get 1 more turn before, and they have to choose to either pee or hold it themselves, which will end that round. Or if everybody has used the stalls, in which case the last remaining player must hold it and end the round. On your turn, here are your actions that you can take. Action number 1 is you can peek at any one of these brown stalls. You'll take a peek at them, look at it, then you'll describe the card. You can lie, of course, if you'd like. Maybe I'll say that this card is a safe card and it's just a normal cowboy peeing how he normally should be peeing. And then the other players can choose to believe you or not. That's the simple action. Take a look at any of the 4 cards face down, or more or less, depending on the number of players you're playing with. The next thing you can do is swap 2 adjacent brown cowboy stalls. These are the brown stalls are called cowboy stalls. Basically, you can take any 2 non-locked stalls and switch their places. The way to determine if a stall is locked is if another player has previously chosen to pee in one of the stalls. If they are peeing in a stall, the 2 adjacent cowboys are now locked in place, meaning no matter what, these 2 cowboys are going to be peeing where they're peeing when the round ends. So other than peeking or going ahead and choosing to swap the 2 cowboys, you can also choose to pee. You can take your character, select any of the 3 visible stalls that are white, and place your character face down on the stall. This locks the 2 cowboys in place, like I said, and it also is going to stop you from doing anything else. Then, the last action is you can choose to hold it. If you choose to hold it, you are going to basically kind of push yourself out of the running for being able to pee here, which can provide you with not losing points or losing points, depending on what happens. If somebody chooses to hold it, like I said, the rest of the remaining players must choose to either hold it or choose to pee, and then the round will end. Once the round has ended, and players just continued until this happened, every single one of the cowboy stalls is going to be revealed, and you're going to see what each of these little cowboys here are doing. And then players are going to score points. For instance, here we have 2 guys peeing on this poor cowboy here, so this white player is going to be losing points, basically taking 2 PP points. And if you ever get 3 points, you're out of the game. This blue one here, he's safe. Nobody's peeing or tooting on him. So he's actually going to get a safe point. You can just put him with the players. And then this character here, sadly, is being peed on by 1. Now, the player here chose to hold it. So sadly, they are having to hold their pee, but luckily for them, they had no other options or no good options, in which case they're going to get nothing. Neither a pee point or a positive point, a safe point. However, if there was a stall available to them, in which it was a safe stall, and they could have went there, they'll actually get a PP point. So they want to make sure that they only choose to hold it if there's no options left, or if all the options left are bad options. In which case, the round will end, you'll take your PP points and your safe points back with you, and you will discard the cowboys and then draw new cowboys and place them out, and rinse and repeat. Like I said, if somebody ever hits 3 PP points, what'll end up happening is you'll remove a stall. So we'll just say that blue sadly hit their 3 PP points. You'll lose that stall. So now that there are 3 players left and there are only 2 stalls remaining, in which case you will have less of these brown cowboy stalls that will come out, and you'll reduce the field. So now there's only 2. So it's a little bit of like musical chairs. And you will just progress the game from there. And you'll keep playing up until, like I said, one player hits 3 safe points or everybody else is eliminated in the game. Texas, hold it. PP Cowboy card game. So Texas Hold It is a push your luck kind of bluffing game in which you're going to be selecting stalls with your character to pee in, or if you don't see or think that there are any good stalls, you can choose to just simply hold it for the next round. Players are trying to avoid being peed on or farted on, and you have a bunch of hidden information. And the longer you start to look, the less likely you're going to get a stall that is at least usable, and you're going to be forced to hold it. And the more likely you take a chance, it could give you a safe point, or it could potentially make it even more challenging because you're going to lose points from getting peed on or pooped on or whatever other nasty things that can happen by these nasty little cowboys here. The other cool aspect of the game is instead of left or right, you actually have this cactus and this snake, and when you reveal guys, they're going to be pointing in different directions here. So like this guy here shows the little poo symbol and it's going left and right. But if there's a character who's peeing in a certain direction, it'll actually point to the snake. So you'll say, if you want, you can either lie and say, this guy's peeing towards the cactus, or this guy's peeing towards the snake, or he's not peeing anywhere, he's peeing where he should be. Or this girl is, well, she really had to use the restroom and the men's restroom was the only place to go, so she's sitting here on the stall. And yeah, it's a push your luck kind of bluffing game. It's pretty simple in nature, pretty straightforward, and the games are rather quick. You have about 4 different options, and you will be utilizing all of them. Swapping, especially in a larger player game, obviously a better play experience with more players because there's more stalls available and more different characters to look at as the game progresses. 2-player game, it's not as recommended. It works just fine, but your main options are just going to be either to place your character or to hold it, and maybe one action in between there in some way, shape, or form. So obviously more is always better with this type of a game. The comedy shines through. This is a cyanide and happiness game. I couldn't actually see any other board game company that I've worked with, reviewed with before actually making a game like this where it actually feels like a reasonable type of a game for them to make. But for these guys, yeah, I believe it. This is something I believe they'd make. It's silly, it's funny, it's a jokey style game. It has a little bit of strategy, there's like bluffing involved with it. It's all kind of light and it's all kind of funny and silly, and it works well. I mean, it's a light game, so obviously for those of you looking for a heavier strategy type of game, then the Cyanide and Happiness games are probably not going to be for you. This is definitely more of a party game experience, and it's pretty straightforward. You can teach this game in maybe about a minute after you explain what the 4 actions you can take are. And the idea of if you get peed on once or twice, you get 1 or 2 P points. And if you don't get peed on at all and you're not holding it, you get a safe point. You get 3 points and you win the game. It's pretty straightforward style game. So thematically, it does work well. You do understand where to place your characters, and the idea of looking at other people in stalls while being awkward is a thing you're going to be doing in the game. And the illustrations of the different characters are fun and cute and work well with the theme of cyanide and happiness. This is a fun game. It's not a game I'm going to jump on all the time, and it's definitely going to be with specific play groups. Grandma's not going to be sitting down and playing any Texas Hold It with me, that's for sure. Definitely my younger nieces and nephews will get a kick out of this game, and my friends, when we're sitting down at the bar or in a party setting, are going to enjoy this game with quite a few drinks. It works though. I have no real qualms with the game as far as how the gameplay works. There is some deduction and like sussing out what other players are doing, and trying to actually hit those safe spots is rather important. So it does work well in that sense of deduction and kind of musical chairs, with a little bit of elimination being, I guess, my only small qualm. If you get eliminated early, you'll kind of have to sit around for just a little bit because the game is rather quick. But overall, you kind of know what you're getting with a Cyanide and Happiness game. It's going to be a little bit dirty, a little bit silly, a little bit jokey, and a bit of like strategy and complexity in it as well. I think the last one I covered from them was the Sausage game. This game was excellent. I still have it. It's literally sitting right over here on my desk. And this one's a little not as like exciting to me as that one, but it is a solid experience nonetheless, with an interesting theme for those of you who just dig pee-pee poo-poo themes. Here it is, Texas Hold It. Thank you guys for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board game review for the game Texas Hold It by the Cyanide and Happiness guys, Joking Hazard. If you're interested in the game, like I said, you go ahead and hit that link and see what the game's all about. You can also, if you'd like, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button and bell notification button to see more videos here. If you've seen one of our videos before, perhaps it's worth, clicking it so that you can see more of our videos. In fact, if I don't get peed on by this next card, you must, forced to, hit the subscribe button. Okay, I'm just going to strongly suggest it then, because I am being peed on. You can also check out our live streams on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. PST on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also check out our Whatnot stream on Thursdays at 5:30, where we sell games, talk about games, and share off other games. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a bonus bathroom etiquette. Yeah, that's right, I'm going to give you bonus content so that you guys will learn how bathroom etiquette works for males, and I guess females if they're using this specific type of urinal thing. Anyway, that's the game. Go ahead and check it out. Link down below. Common bathroom etiquette for males, part 1. If somebody is peeing on this location, then you may pee on this location, and never in the middle. If both people are peeing on the opposite locations, you must hold it and wait for somebody to leave the restroom, in which case you can now pee here. Additionally, if someone is peeing here, you're not allowed to pee, you must hold it, unless you have to go, in which case you may pee to the side on the opposite ends, but only if there's only one person in the middle and not both. Bonus round, if we have 4 urinals and you have 2 males peeing in these locations here. If you must choose to pee here. You may never pee opposite of 2 people. And if this is the situation, then you must hold it. If it's here, you must hold it. And here, you definitely must hold it. Ultra bonus. This is a big no-no. You gotta wait. The only option here is here, and if there are 3 here, you may pee here off to the side, but only if there's not somebody already here. There you go. There's some information from you based on my years of experience with the urinals. Hope you can utilize that important information. You're welcome.